I'll sing of a river I'm happy beside. The song that I sing is the song of the Clyde. Of all Scottish rivers, it's dearest to me. It flows from Lead Hills all the way to the sea. It borders the orchards of Lanark so fair, meandering meadows with sheep grazing there. From Glasgow to Greenock, with towns on each side, the hammer's ding-dong is the song of the Clyde. Oh, the river Clyde, the wonderful Clyde. The name of it thrills me and fills me with pride, and I'm satisfied, whate'er may betide. The sweetest of songs is the song of the Clyde. Good afternoon, folks, to episode 5 of our countdown to the great Scottish ejection, which we all know is happening on Thursday, the 6th of May. And I'm here in the most northerly part of the Glasgow Pollok constituency, standing beside the wonderful Clyde. And we've got 28 days to go, 28 days exactly until Thursday, the 6th of May, when we are going to purge the Sturge from Glasgow Southside, and we are going to get Humza out of Glasgow Pollok. Glasgow Pollok, where I am in at the moment, the most northerly part of the Glasgow Pollok constituency, with the Clyde behind me. There's some swans here. The water's pretty high today, by the way. It seems pretty high. I hope I've got my microphone sorted, which enables me to hold it at this distance and still be heard. That was a problem in the first 3 or 4 days of broadcasting. Hopefully that's getting corrected now. Good morning to Alan. Says I should stick to whistling. Whistling's harder than singing, Alan, I can assure you. John says, go on yourself. David, good morning from Loyal, Perth. Amy is in as well, sending us some flags. Folks, please do retweet this. This is our countdown to the Great Scottish Ejection. Please do retweet it. If you retweet it with a positive comment, then we can retweet you to over 26,000 people. So please do that. That's a way of helping to get the message out. And please share on Facebook. This is a force for good coming to you live from Union City, Glasgow, in the most northerly end of the Glasgow Pollok constituency, where we are going to get Humza out, and where indeed the Scottish Nationalists are going to unite with the Scottish Unionists to get Humza out of Glasgow Pollok. Okay, he's been in here too long, and he has to democratically pay for what he did to Scotland with his anti-free speech law, which got passed in March. He has to democratically pay for that, which means that he has to get out, and we're going to vote him out. And if you're a Scottish nationalist, and if you believe, as we all do, in the great Scottish values of freedom of speech, freedom of inquiry, freedom of expression, then what Humza did to Scotland is an abomination. Okay, this is the land of the Enlightenment, the Scottish Enlightenment. It is not the land of the suppression of free speech. And so Humza has to go. And if you're a Scottish nationalist, here's what we recommend. Simply do not vote on the first ballot paper for Humza. You can sit in your hands, or you can vote for any of the other parties, several of which also believe in Scottish independence. The important thing is not to vote for Humza. Okay, now that's behind me you can see a tall ship which is just outside the Glasgow Transport Museum. That's slightly out. The other side is a different constituency. The constituency here is everything behind me. We're going to take a walk over to it. That's Govan Parish Church that you can see in the background, and there's some history in the constituency. coming right up about the parish church there, which we'll get to in a moment. But for now, the message is Scottish Nationalists and Unionists unite to get Humza out of Glasgow Pollok. And we can do this. We can do this, folks. We can get him out. It's Thursday, the 6th of May. Now, if you're not, remember that you've got until Monday, the 19th, to register to vote. If you have received your polling card, then you're registered to vote. If you haven't received it by now in Glasgow Pollok, then you want to be thinking about checking up if you're registered or not. Okay, so go to that website, gov.uk/register-to-vote, and you can register. And if you know mates who are not registered, please do get them registered. By the way, folks, what do you think of my hoodie here with the Union Jack hood? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love wearing it. I love wearing it. Okay, so we're going to unite. Scottish Nationalists and Unionists must unite. We've got that in common, to get Humza out of Glasgow Pollok. Okay? Now, with that message in mind, with the Get Humza Out message in mind, and with the Purge the Sturge message in mind, let us take a little walk. Let us take a little walk through the constituents here. I'm just going, maybe I'll hold it like this. The wonderful Clyde in the background. See how high the water is. It's almost at my feet. The hammer's ding-dong is the song of the Clyde. Well, that certainly used to be the case. However, we still do have shipbuilding here on the Clyde, and in a future broadcast, I'm going to examine that shipbuilding. But in this history in the constituency coming right up, I'm going to talk a little about the shipbuilding, and also show you a statue of one of the fathers here of the Govan shipbuilding era. Walking up towards Govan Parish Church here. I'll just quickly turn the camera around. Okay. This is Govan Parish Church, and within Govan Parish Church there's things called the Govan stones. Now, what are they, you might ask? These are carved stones from the 9th and 10th centuries, which were carved in commemoration of the rulers of the Kingdom of Strathclyde. Now, the Kingdom of Strathclyde had its centre here in Govan. It used to have its centre in Dumbarton Rock. Dumbarton means Fort of the Britons, and it was after the Vikings sacked Dunfermline, they moved here to Govan, and there's very intricately carved stones from the Kingdom of Strathclyde, which is to say the Kingdom of the Britons, inside that church. They're called the Govan stones, which is worth while checking them out when you can. What does this plaque up here say? It says Govan Old Parish Church, Robert Rowand Anderson, 1888. Okay, he created that. Now, Robert Rowand Anderson also created Glasgow Central Hotel. That's the one at Central Station. And he also created the National Portrait Gallery in Edinburgh, and also the Pearce Institute over here, which I'll show you in a minute. And the McEwen Hall, that's at the McEwen Hall in Edinburgh. He also created them. So he was a famous Scottish architect. Now, just walking over here, walking down, say goodbye to Govan Parish Church at the most northerly end of Glasgow Pollok constituency. And this is all about getting Humza out, folks. We're going to get Humza out. War memorial here. Lewes, Passchendaele, Gallipoli. Ypres, Somme, the Mons. Erected in memory of the men of Govan who fell in the Great War. Falkland Islands, Jutland, Zeebrugge. Palestine, Salonika, Mesopotamia. Goodness me. Now I'm going to come across here. This is Govan. I'm going to go across to the statue over here, which is an impressive statue of a very interesting character called Sir William Pierce, who is one of, you could say, the fathers of Govan and of Govan industry. And he was an Englishman who served an apprenticeship in Chatham Dockyard, where he was close to where he was born. And then he moved here. He moved here in, I think it was 1863. And he went into partnership with John Elder, who was a shipbuilder. And when John Elder passed away, Sir William took over what became Fairfield Shipyards. And interestingly enough, he was elected Conservative MP for Govan twice. What's it say here? Sir William Pierce, MP, died 18th of December 1888. And Fairfield Shipyard was probably the most technologically advanced shipyard of its day. And it still remains in the shape of BAE Systems, which is further up the road, which we'll visit in another broadcast. As a shipbuilder and engineer, his originality of thought and marvelous skill in execution contributed largely to the development of the Navy and mercantile marine. In token of his eminence in his profession, he was created a baronet in 1887. His career furnished a striking example of what genius combined with energy, industry, and indomitable courage may accomplish even in a short business lifetime. I love these epitaphs in the old statues. They're great English, erected by public subscription in grateful recognition of his numerous noble qualities as a man and employer of labour in 1894. So that was 6 years after he passed away. For a time, he served as a commissioner of police in the borough of Govan. He was also honorary colonel of the 2nd Volunteer Battalion Highland Light Infantry, provincial Grand Master of Glasgow, a commissioner of supply, justice of the peace, and deputy lieutenant of the county of Lanark. When Govan was made a parliamentary division in 1885, he was returned as its first representative and was re-elected in 1886, because that parliament, the 85 to 86 parliament, didn't last for very long, but he got re-elected again. That's Sir William Pierce, one of the fathers of Govan. And that's the Pierce Institute across the road that his widow bequeathed to the community, which is now a civic hall, still in use today, the Pierce Institute. And that was designed by the same man that designed Govan Parish Church there, Rowan Anderson. Okay, folks, that's the history and the constituency of Glasgow Pollok for today. We're going to sign off. Please do share this. Please do share it on Twitter and on Facebook. And if you can retweet us with a positive comment, then we will retweet you to 26,000 people. So this is Alistair McConaughey saying, remember, get Humza out. We're going to unite. Scottish Nationalists and Unionists will unite to get Humza out of Glasgow Pollok, because he has been a disgrace. Him and his party have been a disgrace to the values of Scotland. We have to get this guy out. Okay, folks, take care. See you tomorrow.